You're listening to the Wilson King Podcast. Run that track.
I remember like December, my heart turning cold as I pretend to feel love. We keep whining, dying, while I pretend you've been on my mind. As I listen again to the voice in my head that insists you're not enough. I'm standing on the precipice of a good night king.
This episode of the Wilson King Podcast is brought to you by Wright Live. Need a wedding DJ? Play in a band and looking for gigs or networking? Have a venue that needs an exciting event night? Contact Wright Live for all your wedding, entertainment, band, and DJ needs. We are dedicated to providing the best entertainment, marketing, and production for all your special events. Go to our website at www.wrightliveevents.com, wrightliveevents@gmail.com, or visit us on Facebook at Wright Live.
What's up, everybody? This episode's brought to you by Josh's Man Cave at Total Image Salon. If you're new to the area or just looking for a new barber, go see my friend Josh. He's a wizard with a straight razor and knows his way around a set of clippers and gives a damn good haircut. I should know. I go see him twice a month. If you're of age, he offers you a shot of whiskey or a nice cold brew while he cuts your hair. If you go down and see him, let him know I sent you. What the fuck is up, everybody? How's everyone doing today? We got these dope dudes in studio with us from a band out of Baltimore called Like Fires Everywhere. What's up, everybody? I almost fucked that whole thing up. I forgot to unmute y'all.
It's okay.
Go the whole
we got
90
nothing important
minutes.
to say.
Right.
Bro, a
Nobody's
whole
talking.
90 minutes, it's
Just like-
mine's the only voice you hear.
Yeah.
That'd be some wild shit. So how was your all's great adventure down to these neck of the woods?
It's fantastic, you know. It's like any drive around the Beltway in Baltimore, but minus 700 cars.
We
My
did
seven.
get to enjoy some Sheets, so that was good. Like Sheets is on point.
Yo,
So it's
sheets
pretty
over Wawa.
Yes.
Always.
Oh,
we
yeah.
we
Oh,
agree.
of course.
Always.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
110%.
There's like the scale of you got Sheets, Wawa, Royal Farm. And Royal Farm just kind of takes itself out of the mix
Right.
away.
It's just
They-
slightly
they do-
different. It's not close enough.
They do chicken well. Everything else, I'm not going to stop for you,
I will
but
take their chicken out.
yeah. But if you pass a Sheets,
Oh, you got to go there.
you're stopping.
Yeah,
You
always.
got to go
Always.
there.
We saw two separate sheets on the way here, and I'm like,
Might make that second stop.
Yeah.
Dude, I'll take sheets and Royal Farms over Wawa any day. They fucked up
Oh.
my order once, so I'm never going back.
Oh damn.
The only
Only
time
took
I
one
go to
time.
Wawa is if I need like water in the morning. I'll stop, get water, and I might grab like their quick breakfast sandwiches,
Right.
and then I'm like out.
Yeah.
But you'll be shaking your head the whole time.
I'll be like, I'm such a fucking disgrace.
just the weight of that guilt.
We did frequent Wawa when recording though. Gotta say.
That's because
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have that distinct hate for Wawa.
Not a distinct hate. It's just a, I'd rather.
Well, see, Wawa's
Right.
weird because, like, I remember we kept getting the breakfast burrito, and then, like, sometimes you could get the hash brown.
You had
with
to
it.
unlock it with like a code.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was like, I was like, "Where's the hash brown?" It's
This ain't
like,
goddamn
no.
Burger King. You don't get it your
Right,
way. You'll
right.
get it our way.
They do. They like you have to do a very specific order to get to the hash brown.
Yeah,
which
it
is
was-
delicious and worth figuring it out.
It's like the
Bro,
hidden gem.
I've never been able to find the hash brown. I'll be like, man, I'm craving some hash browns, and then it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And sometimes they'll have them like up front in the little container, but they're all soggy and
Yeah.
it's not
They're
the
all
same,
old.
especially like you earned that other one.
Exactly.
Oh, dude, 100%. So, I'd like to apologize to you guys because I was supposed to see you all live
Right.
back in March.
Was that March?
Or was it February?
When we
Or was it January?
The Bad Habit Show?
Yeah, the Bad Habit Show. That was January, wasn't it?
January.
Yeah, I was supposed to be there, and then I ended up being out of town for some reason. So I feel bad because I was like really stoked because whenever Matt made the the announcement thing, like with the video with your all's music behind it, I was like, dude, I fucking love these guys. they remind me of Warped Tour, but like kind of in the modern age, and
Yeah.
I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
Damn, we're gonna take what you just said and you put that in our bio because
That's-
that's
It's just gonna be the only.
We need
quote.
to update our bio too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like honestly, ever since I got you guys like booked on the show, shout out to Brad Harden. But
Thank you,
Brad's
Brad.
a real
Thank
one.
you, Brad.
but like I went and looked you guys up. I was like, I need to go listen to their music because I'm really bad about going and listening to new bands. Like I'll be like, I need to listen to them, and then a month will go by. I'll be like, shit, I forgot to listen to their music.
Mhm.
So I've been, if I'm not listening to like my normal playlist or I'm not in my hip hop thing,
Right.
I've been listening to you guys since noon today.
Thank you.
Put you all up on the Bluetooth speaker, just been jamming.
Yeah, you definitely had to repeat some songs since we only got like 45 minutes. so
Yo,
appreciate it.
I've been repeating your stuff. Like it'll stop and like Apple Music will do the thing where it just
Yeah.
like gives you like recommended, and I literally will go, fuck this, I'm going back to them.
Re it up.
But do you have a favorite song off if you can remember the title off
Put
the
'em
top
on
of your
the
head?
spot.
I can tell you right now. It is.
I wonder if it's gonna be what I think it is.
It is. It is. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know the name of it. I just know how it goes. It's
Well, sing it.
either it's either Apparition, Aspirations,
Ooh.
Always Yesterday,
Mhm.
or Claim to Fame.
Ooh.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
That's
Okay, that's always the top three.
Yeah,
yeah.
generally.
But all your all's music, I love it.
Thank
It's just,
you.
Thanks.
I'm surprised you're going all the way back to Claim to Fame, to be honest.
dude, I throw you guys on shuffle and just let it go.
That's
Because
how you do it.
I've not heard a song that I was disappointed in from you guys yet, and that's just not that's not even me just saying that to like because you guys are in the room. Like
Right.
I've not found a song that's like, I'm not a big fan of that. I'm gonna skip it. It's just straight playthrough.
That's
Thank you.
uh,
I mean,
that's the ultimate compliment, man.
Yeah, that makes
really,
you feel good,
Yeah,
right?
I'm like tingling.
Just want to go take over some stuff, you know? Like
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that was our biggest thing, like with the records, we were just kept asking ourselves, how do we improve this? How do we get better at this? And you know, honestly, each album afterwards was just better than our last. And you know, thank you for that compliment. And shout out to Nelson who couldn't be here.
Honestly, dude, progression's key in anything you do. Crown hit me in the throat weird, but no, progression is something that you need to do. If you, in my opinion, I ain't a musician. I just love music.
Right.
But if you like listen to a band, right, and you listen to them for 10 years, and they never one up themselves each time, or do like transition this riff into this riff a little bit better. Like if there's no progression, in my opinion, like I'm like, okay, you guys sound good,
Right.
but where's the evolution?
Mm.
Where's the getting better with your recording stuff? Because I'd rather listen to local regional bands than big bands.
Yeah.
Yep.
There's a lot of talent within this like region as well. And it's crazy all the bands that we'll like play with that it's wild they're not getting more exposure.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah, I
it's
was wondering
just-
where you're going with that.
Yeah, well well no, I mean
It's
like
like play with these bands, they're no.
I mean, I feel like that's the case probably most places you go. Like, there's all the hidden gems that just getting your name out there and making it to the next step is, I mean, obviously a really
Yeah.
hard thing to
And
do.
it's sad when you go out there and you play with this band and they sound amazing, but it's just the pull's not there. But you know that these guys deserve, you know, all the fame for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's also where we're located. The area, like a few years back, we definitely had a scene, but it was very like saturated, like oversaturated, in my opinion, with like the same typical post-hardcore bands or pop punk bands, and they kind of just like fed off each other. So it was kind of like you were on a treadmill going nowhere. It was like, how do we go beyond this scene or anything like that? So. But like Peter said, you know, there are hidden gems in there that we've played with. We played with a lot of talented bands that we was like, we never heard of you guys, but you guys are awesome. Like, so.
Dude, this area in general, like you got Dead Atlantic up there in Baltimore. I love those guys. They're dope dudes. And then like Frederick, you got Half-Heard Voices amongst the Trifids. Almost fucked that up. You've got Delinda up in the Frederick area. Like, there's so many bands that blow me away more than if I'm going to see like a Slipknot or going to Warped Tour. Like, I would rather be seen at a local concert for any of them,
Right.
than go to a big show. Like, I can't even remember the last time I went to a big show. I think it was Slipknot right after going to see Bass Nectar. Like, that was my last big show, I think. Don't hold me to that, but I'm pretty sure, because I fucked around and I bought the mothership tickets down at the Hampton Coliseum for Bass Nectar, and I'd bought the Slipknot tickets like 8 months in advance.
Yeah.
And then I got to look and I was like, hey, babe, I think we got 2 concerts to go to this weekend. She's like, the fuck you mean? I'm like, you remember those Slipknot tickets I bought months ago? She was like, yeah. I'm like, well, that's the Sunday of Bass Center. So I spent a weekend seeing Bass Nectar, one of the greatest fucking DJ producers of all time, even though he's a fucking rapist. But,
Okay.
but and then turned around and went and saw one of the greatest live performances ever, like with Slipknot. All the pyro,
Oh yeah,
everything.
anytime Slipknot comes out, it feels like you're watching like I don't want to say musical, but you know, that kind of a large production where everything has its place. Everything is like been planned out, and you get your money's worth.
Dude, Slipknot's so amazing. But like I said, I'd rather go see a small show with guys who don't have the money to do all the fancy stuff and are still blowing your socks off with their music.
Right.
Because they're not using the fancy, cool, big show stuff. They're just using their fucking talent, and it's awesome to see.
Yeah, because I mean, you pay what, $60 to go to a Slipknot show, and you get your $60 worth. But you could pay $10 at a local show, and you see a band that just blows you out of the water. It's worth every penny.
Dude, I've seen so many just coming through this area, Martinsburg, Winchester, that just are fucking insane.
Right.
I need to see you guys live now. I already love your old music, so.
Yeah, we definitely got some shows lined up. I can't think of them off the top. That's what Nelson.
I know we got one May 1st at Fats.
In Virginia.
Sure.
Yeah.
See, this is why
What's
Nelson.
Yeah.
supposed to
Nelson
be-
is the one who keeps track of most
Yeah,
of the
he's
stuff. So
he's the dad.
we show up though. We definitely get there.
Yeah.
He tells us when and where.
And when,
Yeah,
where, why.
We show up half an hour after that time.
No, Nelson is like the band. He's literally the band dad. Like, he's like, I got us this show. We're like, great.
It's also the actual dad.
And he is literally the only band member that is a dad.
Yes.
So he is the band.
He's
dad.
dad.
Sad he couldn't make it down.
Yeah. He's here in spirit, you know.
But it's wild to me seeing. What's up,
I was saying the show's in Fairfax.
Fairfax?
Fats in Fairfax.
Oh, dude, that's not too far from here. But anyone who's listening from the Winchester, Martinsburg, Berkeley Springs area, May 1st,
We'll be there.
Yeah.
run down to Fats, check them out.
That'd be nice.
But it's wild to me the music that came out of COVID, because you had like a lot of bands just drop crazy, amazing stuff. Like like COVID hit, it seemed like all they did the whole time was just record, and then albums drop. And it blows my mind how well, like with just in-home stuff, bands can record. Bands, solo artists, anybody can just sit here and record because of how affordable it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah. COVID was like, well, probably the worst thing for the entertainment industry, obviously. Couldn't go to shows, and that's where most of the money is made, but it was probably the best time for creativity. I mean, people definitely drove themselves crazy being crammed in their houses all day, but you also got a lot of good creative art to come out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like you were saying, with home recording being so much more accessible, because our first 2 releases were produced by us. Like we did
You
the mixing.
specifically.
Yeah, you.
Yeah,
Don't say us.
Yeah,
You.
you're putting it on me. I mean, like they don't sound, like commercial like recordings, but I mean, it's all about the music though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm still kind of proud of what I did, but at the same time, I'd rather go to a studio and try to get that really crisp sound.
About to ask a dumb question. What are your first 2 recordings?
Well, the first album.
I mean, that makes me feel even better.
Yeah.
The first album was the self-titled called Like Fires Everywhere, and then the second one was Summer Heights.
Yo, straight up, claim to fame. That's like every album I've listened to off that song. Like you can tell it's not commercially done, but it sounds so fucking good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. My wife loves that song. Every time she's at the show, she'll just start doing shimming her hips.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, it's a fun one. And that one, ironically, not ironically, like me and Nelson were at practice one time, and I was just messing around, and it was like, oh, that sounds pretty tight. Let's keep it going. And then Patrick heard it, then he laid his guitars down, and then Peter was like, the first time he heard it, he was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna have fun with this one. So yeah,
That was probably, I could be wrong here, but I think out of that first self-titled, that's the only song that we like wrote as a band.
Yeah.
Everything else was bits and pieces from old
right.
bands that we kind
Kinda-
of brought back and
yeah.
meshed together and made it our own. But that one I think is the only
From
one
scratch.
that
Yeah.
and probably came together the fastest too.
Oh yeah, because that was the only one we didn't have written, but we were practicing it already.
Right.
So like we had this piece, and then we're just like, all right, let's try putting this on. Let's try putting this on. And then eventually it's like,
This is pretty.
it's like, what are we gonna do in the bridge? It's like, I'll just solo. So,
Yeah.
Dude, it's like I'm just sitting here looking at your all's like track list. Like probably I've literally listened to every single one of these songs, and they're so fucking good. Like I don't mean to keep like I'm not trying to sit here and like hype you guys up that much. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, we
But-
need it. So.
Yeah,
but like on a real note, like Warped Tour 04, fucking love that song.
me too.
Yeah. That's a backstory on both the songs we're talking about. Claim to Fame is
We
loosely
do not have a personal connection to those lyrics. Just put that out
yeah,
there.
no personal connection. One of my favorite bands of all time is Senses Fail, which hopefully you can hear through the music. That song specifically, I use references to Senses Fail songs and lyrics throughout, and it's loosely based on the lyrics from my favorite song by them, Irony of Dying on Your Birthday. The lyrics where it says, I choose to be a serial killer so the victim doesn't get any fame.
Again, just
Which is-
just a forewarning. This is not him committing to a crime.
This is a metaphor only.
You're right. Symbolic. He's not a killer.
Love a good horror film.
As far as we know.
Now, what's the backstory to Warped Tour 04?
Warped Tour 4 is
We've been to Warped
actually
Tour.
yeah, but that song consists of all our old bands that we've been in. The names of all our old bands are used in the lyrics throughout that song. And it's essentially just about being in a band and loving it, because every pop punk band has to have that song. So we killed 3 birds with one stone.
Yeah.
Now, as a like singularly, what is your all's favorite song that is like of your all's songs? What is individually your all's favorite that you've ever done?
Ooh, that's a tough one.
Sean,
Patrick, you go first. I knew you were gonna do that. That's a tough one. That is a real tough one. I'm gonna have to say, I have a soft spot for Colonel's Cove. I think that's one of my favorites. The way it came together. The lyrics are very powerful, and I mean it's very energetic from beginning to end. So I would say Colonel's Cove. All right, Patrick.
That's a good question, because I mean, all of these songs we curate them. I mean, we have a backlog of like 20 songs, so when we do release one, like actually work on one to release it, I mean, we put a lot of heart into all of them. So there's none that we're just like, yeah, I want to throw it out there. I would actually take it back and say "Arrogance of Man" is probably my favorite. I think it's got the energy that comes off that song is just great.
Yeah.
And the content of the lyrics, just I love them. An entire song about Godzilla. Love it.
Big Godzilla fan here, by the way.
Yeah, I can tell.
I don't know. It's a tough one, but Lately, it's probably been Always Yesterday.
Yeah, that's a good
That
one.
one. That was another one
banger.
that came along really fast. Was not even supposed to be on that EP,
Yeah.
and we were just like, wow, this is
So
pretty good.
Yeah.
Let's record this one.
that was my second choice. If not Chronos Cove, it was going to be Always Yesterday.
Yeah.
I think Always Yesterday, the bridge is just so much fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both live and just listening to it on your own.
Yeah.
And I think that's the only one where we all do the screaming. Because Peter's the main screamer for that. But for that record, it was just like everyone just kind of go in at the end. And
Yeah.
it was pretty sick.
I remember in the studio, I was like, yeah, y'all gonna scream at the end of this.
And we're like, oh, didn't know, but thank you.
Okay.
Dude, the fact that people that can go from clean vocals to screaming right back to clean blow my fucking mind.
It's this guy.
Oh yeah, then this guy will blow your
Like,
fucking mind.
Dude,
Right.
listen, you guys give me a mixture of like the story so far, like whenever y'all are doing your clean, and then like whenever you guys like the first song I listened to that y'all screamed in, I was like, wait, these dudes scream too? What the fuck? They're mixing this pop punk, like they're mixing like the old school pop punk with a little bit of metalcore. I fucking love it, dude.
Yeah, I mean, those are personally big influences on me. Like you were talking about before we started recording, pop punk, metalcore. Like that's where I came. Like favorite bands, Blink-182, Always and Forever, and then you branch out from there. As I got older and like started to listen to anything with screaming, it like As They Lay Dying was just like dropped on me. I was like, is this too heavy for me? And then I was like, no, this is amazing.
Right.
And then
Then you get pushed into like August Burns Red.
yeah.
You just keep getting heavier and heavier, and then eventually like, I'm gonna back off a little bit.
Yeah,
It's
then
like,
you,
this is enough As Blood Runs Black. I'm gonna back up a little bit.
yeah, you're like, where'd the cleans go? I lost them. I lost them
there.
somewhere.
About 3
somewhere
years
back
ago,
there.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna find a good little middle ground.
Dude, I remember like whenever I first started getting into metalcore, listen to Blink-182. Honestly, I didn't ever find the story so far until the last Warped Tour.
Oh wow.
Because once I moved away from Blink-182, Man Overboard and those guys, I jumped straight to metalcore and just listened to nothing but metalcore.
Oh yeah. I mean, once you get a taste of the breakdowns and the riffs,
Yeah.
it's hard to jump right back.
Oh, dude, it is. I mean, I still remember being at that last Warped Tour because I went to the one in Atlantic City. Never will fucking do it again. But
Wait, the one where they, not the last like full tour, but when they did like the one-off.
Yeah.
Thing? Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
heard it was miserable.
there was no cooling stations. There was only 2 water stations, and you're on the fucking beach at the end of June. Like, and like my fiance, we were in the pit all day because we got a good spot for anti-flag because me and my buddy decided to wear shirts to piss off anti-flag fans, and we did it on purpose because we were planning on being in the pit. You know what I mean? And I'll just give you all the example of the shirt we wore. We wore a tank top with Trump on it, holding a cat saying "Grab him by the pussy."
That'll do it.
Right?
Yeah.
Didn't get any reaction. So I was like, fuck, man, why the fuck do we wear this then? This is bullshit. And so we ended up staying in the pit because Man Overboard came on. I went and got us all water. I was literally carrying around a backpack with probably 15 bottles of Gatorade in it that we drank already that we were filling up with water and killing. That's how fucking hot it was on that beach.
I bet.
Yeah.
And I get back from filling up all the water, and my fiance looks at me and she's like, "Hey, I think I'm gonna pass out." I'm like, "Oh." I look at my buddy. I'm like, "Hey, Deb said she's probably gonna pass out." He's like, "Well, we need to get her out of here."
That's not good.
In that time span, me turning back to her, she falls. And I catch her before she hits the ground.
Damn.
Man Overboard stops the music, says, "Yo, split," and split the fucking crowd like Moses did the Red Sea. It was the wildest thing I've ever experienced in my life.
That's pretty cool that they did that.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like within the general scene of whatever you want to call it, rock,
Yeah,
they're very in tune with the crowd.
yeah, they're very observant.
I mean,
Yeah.
also once you get to a certain big enough size that you kind of have a responsibility as the leader everybody who's paying attention to you, you have to give any information that comes out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
if something needs to get done, you got to say it. You can't just wait for somebody on the PA to say it because nobody's going to listen to them.
No.
Yeah, and I mean they also know it's hot out there.
Yeah.
And with all those bodies there, I'm pretty sure they're like, yeah, we should probably tell them to back off and
It's
chill
like,
out
I think
a
that
bit.
person's dead.
Not dead.
Hope not.
I mean, if the show doesn't stop, you have an incident like you had with Travis Scott over the summer.
Yeah,
sir.
that was just
That was tragic.
yeah, that was just terrible. And the thing is, I've heard like so many different stories. Like they didn't have enough security, and people were pushing people, and then people in the VIP section weren't letting people in their section because people were getting. I mean, it was just horrible.
I've heard 1,000 different stories,
Yeah.
but it still doesn't take away the
The
fact that there was a tragedy.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, have you guys ever heard of Blue Ridge Rock Festival?
Yeah.
Okay. Did you all see, like, the debacle of last year? Like, did you hear about it at all?
No.
No, I
Like,
can't say I did.
everything fell through. Like, security was letting people in who wasn't supposed to be in the VIP section.
We should've
All
gone.
the shuttle drivers quit the day of, so the county had to start, like, shuttling people so they wouldn't have to walk 3 miles to the campsite.
Damn.
Because the hurricane rolled through, the porta potties they had on contract were outsourced down to go to where the hurricanes hit. Like, it was a fucking shit show.
I thought you were going to say the porta potties went flying.
No. And, I mean, there were people that they oversold our RV with hookup campsites on site. So there were RVs, like people who drove 10, 15 hours that
had
got
nowhere
turned
to go.
away and had to
Damn.
go to an off-site campsite even though they paid for on-site.
Wow.
And I'm like, okay, so if no one, I mean, someone might have died, I don't know. But if no one died at that debacle where everything fell apart, how can you sit here and bring along Astro World
Right.
where you are a big enough artist that has played these bigger shows before?
Right.
You should have been able to get a team around you to handle a situation like this. But also, look at Woodstock 99. Prime example of shit getting out of hand way too fast.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's unfortunate, and the worst part was his apology. It was just not sincere. It wasn't not looking in the camera. I mean, not taking full responsibility. And like Patrick just said, as a performer, you have a form of responsibility when you're that big in that crowd. They're going to listen to you out of everyone. They're not going to really listen to a security guard. But if Travis Scott would have said, yo, I need everyone to take like a step back. If you see someone, pick them up, we got to, be safe, then I think it would have been handled a lot better. But I think because, I can't even put myself in his shoes because I wouldn't have done that. I would have stopped the show. I mean, there were literally people climbing on to the
Stage.
like the stage where the cameras were filming, and they was like, yo, you got to stop the show. People are passing out. People are, dying and having seizures. I mean, it was just crazy. So, yeah, unfortunate event.
I've been in those situations at like EDM shows where like the whole crowd wants up front, so you start getting pushed and pushed and
Right.
pushed and pushed. And there comes a time though, like, and I'm not taking anything away from anybody, but there comes a time where you realize, oh fuck, I should get out of here.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Just to be like your life isn't worth just being up front at a show.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
you go to shows to enjoy it. Is being up front awesome? Fuck yeah, it is.
Right.
But your life isn't worth being up there.
Oh yeah, I mean
So-
you're in a big enough area, concert, big enough concert. Can't fucking speak.
It must be that Maryland lingo.
It's crazy. He's from Virginia.
Yeah, I'm from Virginia, so
Yeah, but you live in Maryland now, so I can give you shit. I mean, fine. It must be that Virginia lingo.
a little bit better. No, but if you're a big enough concert and you're sitting there with all them people just jumping around, I mean, it can get hot to the point where you can't even breathe. And I mean, when you're younger, I mean that's fun.
But Peter's been dying to
Is
say
it
this.
fun?
Is it fun?
I remember my first Warped Tour I ever went to, Warped Tour 04. Check out the song. It's
Check out the
sick.
song. Nice segue.
Yeah. It was at Hershey Park, and they have a giant stage there that they do the thing where they split it in half, and you have the main act switching off.
Bill, can I get
So you had
Modelo? Sorry.
Coheed, on the right, and when they were done, Taking Back Sunday was coming on the left. It was sick.
Right.
But I mean, obviously, Coheed's playing. They're blowing up at the time, so it's already a pretty wild crowd. And then you're gonna come Taking Back Sunday, who just released Where You Want to Be, so like they're really blowing up, and the crowd is thick. And this is back in when Warped Tour was, 10 times what it is when it finished. Like
Yeah.
they still had the giant skateboard ramp and everything going. I'm this puny little like 8th grader, like super stoked to see one of my favorite bands. And as soon as they come out, they open with Set Phasers to Stun. And before even the whole band kicked in, me and my friend looked at each other like, we got to get the fuck out of here. Because we were just getting, squished, manhandled. And we're not even close to the front. We're probably like halfway back.
Yeah.
Luckily, there always is those people who have been to many concerts and can realize when people are not in a comfortable situation and helped us get out of it. But it was scary. It wasn't very long, but like it was a quick moment of being like, I can do nothing about this. Like,
yeah, and as you get older, like you enjoy concerts a little bit more in the back.
mm-hmm.
I remember it was me, you, Tanya, and Nelson.
Yeah,
where I lost my keys at the Taking Back
Sunday.
Yeah.
Wait, is it just Taking Back Sunday?
Right, it's only Taking Back Sunday where bad things happen. But I'm in the front, like, and I'm like, yeah, because I think what album did they play?
They played
Tell All Your Friends.
Tell Your Friends and Where You Want to Be.
Wait, where was this at?
Fillmore in Silver Spring.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty.
Because I was supposed to go see them at Power Plant a couple years ago.
I remember that. Were they playing outside or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Oh,
that.
yeah. I remember.
I
that
wanted to
too.
go to that too. But yeah, I'm in the front, and like I just remember crowd surfing, and I remember elbowing a girl in the head, and I felt so bad. I mean, it's just like at a certain point you're like, it's fun, but you gotta just
Damn it,
stop.
Sean. Just go.
Then I lost my keys, and so
Yeah, most of the shows we go to are either at the Fillmore in Baltimore or Rams Head Live or
Yeah.
Soundstage. And we found a nice, comfortable home, like 2 rows back from where the pit is. Because you
Yeah.
still get a little
push.
shove action so you feel part of it and you can let your energy out. But it's nothing too intense.
Yeah.
And then if it does, you just pop out, grab a beer, and chill.
Yeah.
Well, I even know now, like, I went to, whenever Steve's promo did, not Nightmare Festival, Fright Night down there. It was at the fucking, oh man, what's the name of that fucking park? Oh, fuck. I can't even remember what the fuck it's called, but it's like right there off of, oh, goddamn, what's the fucking road?
Stuff at 95.
We're all looking at him like we don't know.
No. I'm trying to. It's like the Baltimore Washington Beltway, like 295, right? 210.
There's a
Oh, the
park.
Baltimore. So around DC is 295.
Well, it's
495.
495.
Well, no,
What's
it's-
295.
It's like a
695
little
is Baltimore.
side road to like that, like you pop off of. You go over a drawbridge. It's like 2 something. I drive it all the fucking time, and I can't remember what it is. But
I have no idea.
Six Flags.
hang on. God, dude,
It might be 210.
National Harbor.
I don't know. Honestly,
I'm just naming stuff that
I just know
that's near that
places.
area.
I just
Yes,
know where to go.
yeah,
I just know
yeah.
this is my exit. So
I barely know my
Take
own street
295
name.
to Route 10 to Route 428. It's like, take a left at the Moose.
Yeah.
That's about it. All I hear.
right.
Yeah, when I was learning to drive, my parents just like threw me into it and made me drive home from like Northern Virginia to Maryland one day, and I was freaking
By
out.
yourself?
No, they were in the car to hear me screaming and yelling like, I can't do it, I don't want to. And they're like, no, just like, what direction is that? And I'm like, that's north. And they're like, all right, do we need to go north? I was like, yeah. All right, then go that way. So I'd like pretty much learn directions that way as opposed to like, look for these street names, but like, look for where you're going.
I found it already.
Nice.
It's South Point, West Covington Park. It's off of Hanover Street.
Oh, in Baltimore?
Yeah. It's it's technically off Clarkson Street, but it's off Route 2.
Okay.
See,
Gotcha.
I was fucking close.
You
we
said
had
2.
two.
You did say
Yeah.
2.
I said
There's a
210.
2.
But
Take the 1-0.
but I remember going down there and fucking Al Ross was back to back with Bomber, and I remember just taking my backpack off, handing my fiance my glasses, and I saw 2 kids going from the back to the front, just bum rushing it. And I followed. I was in the back of the train.
Like, where is it going?
Because the pit just fucking opened. Like, literally, Al Ross Bomber came on, pit open like that.
Oh, yeah.
Bum rushed the fucking front. And right before we get to the pit, a kid who didn't want in the pit got thrown in because the kid in the front of the line that was, like, rushing just dropped a fucking shoulder.
Ooh.
Dude, and, I mean, you had people there, like, chicks in there that was like, if I don't get a broken fucking nose, I didn't have fun. I'm like, dude, what the fuck, right? And this, like, 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Now I go to a show. Granted, it's mostly smaller shows and smaller bars, so it's like, dude, like, I mean, yeah, like, moving's fun, but moshing ain't fun, especially with Wright Live, like, at Bad Habits. Like, his sound stuff's right there.
Mm-hmm.
That shit's
yeah.
expensive.
Yeah, that is.
But what kills me, like my forever, like, it's killed me, is people that crowd kill. Like, I can't stand crowd killing.
You have people who, like, put it out there that that's what they're there to do, too. It's like, why?
Yeah, I'm here to throw elbows. And it's like, what? Come on, man.
Dude.
Yeah, I mean, I've literally seen like a guy just like basically drop like, and these, you know, the girls who are in the pit, they're like 4 feet, like 110. I mean, they're just getting dropped like flies, and it's scary, you know. And then the guy who did it is still, you know, swinging his arms around and just, yeah,
It's even worse when they aim.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I try to just keep my distance. I'm like, I'm too old, man. If I fall, like, and I'm gonna break something, like,
keep your distance, or if you're
My
close
hip.
enough, try to white knight it and pick up anybody that comes down.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I feel old as fuck. I'm not even that old, so.
Yeah. I feel like we all say it even earlier.
Yeah, like when you're like 25, you're like, I'm getting old. Yeah. Damn.
Really?
Between, like, sports in high school, like, doing the Army thing, and then, like, working, like, super physical jobs my whole life, like, my body's, like, probably 60.
Oh, yeah.
I feel like.
Well, you definitely fast-tracked it.
Oh, 100%. Like, I wrestled in school.
Oh, nice.
So, dude, my body got, because I was young and dumb, you know, I'd get injured and be like, oh, it's not that bad. And I fucking, like, bent my knee backwards, like, the day before and was out at practice the next day. Like, would never go to the doctor for nothing. And now it's like, damn, now I got arthritis in my knee. This is bullshit. And I'm only 26.
When they do like the X-ray, they're like, you have no cartilage in your knees. You realize that, right? You're like, that's a good thing, right? It's like, no. Like, your knees are literally rubbing together, like.
Brutal. Now, I'm going to take this show in a different direction because
It's an adventure.
so a lot of like a point of my show, right, is to talk shop, you know, talk about your music, but I also like to talk about like things that get people to know you a little bit on a personal level. We don't get too personal, but you know, like, you know, what's your favorite fucking beer company? Like shit like that, and then we just let the conversation segue itself like we just did for the last 37 minutes.
Right.
But whenever it comes down to it, you know, you got some free time, you know, what is your go-to activities for just releasing whatever is in your head or stresses you've had from the work week or whatever?
All right, well, I'm going to go last because
I just want to say first that I'm going to go last.
first I'm going to go last.
You go ahead.
I'm going to grab a beer.
Okay. So it's on you.
So I mean, if you're getting up, you get me one too. I guess for me, like, I'm a bit of a homebody. I don't really go out that much, to be honest, unless it's with these guys. Other than that, I'm at home. But like lately, I've been just losing my life at Elden Ring, just playing video games, just constantly. Thank you. I'm gonna put that on a coaster. Yeah, but I'll stay home and play video games, or I'll start writing music. Like, we write a lot of music.
A lot.
I mean, we had to go through and delete a whole bunch of songs because we had
That many songs.
that many songs. And it's just like, do we want to use this? Are we going to use this? And it's like, I don't feel it. I don't feel it deep in my gut that isn't going to be part of the next 2 or 3 EPs. We're gonna just cut this one, and then we'll. If you're Nelson, you'll just keep bringing it back and try to rewrite it constantly and name it
Nelson's
different
gonna
things.
see this and be like, you motherfucker.
It'll be like, because we had one song that was called "Let's Try This Again" that he really liked, and then now it's still in the drive, still the same drum parts, but it's called Keep Trying.
Let's keep trying part 3. Yeah, Pete, go ahead.
Oh, true. Yeah, my hobby is mostly outside of work. Big sports fan. All sports, everything, all the time. Video games, less so now than it used to be. Mostly sports video games, if I am. Big FIFA fan. So if anyone listening's a FIFA player, hit me up. I'd love the challenge.
I'll fuck you up.
Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, but I'm a big sports guy. I follow it fairly religiously.
What's your go-to teams?
All right. Let's start. Well, we'll start with what I'm wearing. I got a Caps shirt on technically. Play Pittsburgh probably. I think it's probably happening right now. So it's a big one. Big Caps fan. Love my Baltimore Orioles. Love the Dallas Cowboys.
Boo. Boo.
And
That's
then Washington Wizards. So I'm pretty
Okay, I like that one.
I'm pretty local, but the Dallas Cowboys were instilled in my heart at a young age, and I could not do anything about it.
I'm glad I sat on this side. I would have been. Yeah, as for me, the reason why I want to go last because it goes straight back to music. I literally cannot do anything outside of music. Like, I rap as well, so if I'm not doing something with the band, I'm doing something with my rap. And I actually just finished a compilation album with this producer named Mike Cartel in Baltimore. So, yeah, it's always music. I'm always thinking about music. Like, and if not, then it's like writing, like raps, which is poetry. So then that still entails music. But as far as sports, I am a Washington. I don't even want to say the name. I don't want to say it.
Say it.
Commando. So
Commandos?
yeah, Commanders, and then big Cap fan, Washington Wizards. I mean, I'm from Washington, so I'm gonna rep them all day.
Did you guys fucking hear
Yes.
about fucking Dwayne Haskins?
Yes.
That was super sad.
Yes.
Like, I found out about it because I was on the phone with Brad. Him and I talk a lot, but
Yeah.
but he was like, "Bro, Dwayne Haskins has just died." I'm like, "Bullshit."
Yeah.
Right. That's crazy.
And then I hopped on Facebook and it's everywhere. I'm like, "Holy!" And like, he was young.
yeah, he was only
24.
24. Yeah,
Yeah.
24.
Got
That's
hit by a
crazy.
car.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. As soon as Sean got to my house, I had like just found out. I was like, dude, Dwayne Haskins died.
And I'm like, what?
yeah. And no, I mean,
It's just unfortunate, man. It's really
anytime a
Yeah.
young, promising,
right. Like he
it's
really didn't
honestly-
get his career going, and you know what I mean. So it's like, it's just sad.
I mean, even beyond the career, anybody
Right.
that's 24 that
Yeah.
loses their life. I
Yeah.
mean, that's not.
especially with like athletes, you forget
Yeah.
how human they are.
Right.
Because
Because of how superhuman
they
seem.
right. I mean, they technically are superhumans to the extent like you
The
can be a
pinnacle.
superhuman.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's what athletes are.
But it's kind of like when, because Sean Taylor just had a birthday, and then we were reminded of his tragedy, and but we, like you said, we forget they're humans, because I mean, like, Sean Taylor is probably one of the best safeties ever
Yeah.
to play, and then that event that happened that unfortunately led to his death. It's just unfortunate, man.
Yeah. Even as a Cowboys fan,
Yeah,
do
no,
love
a lot
Sean
of people
Taylor.
were hurt by that. Like a lot of people were hurt.
That's one of the things I remember where I was when that happened. Like
Yeah.
sitting in class and can we also talk about how the Commanders completely fucked up his
Dude,
number retirement?
yeah,
Like
they've been asking for them to do that for like a while.
why did that take decades?
Dan
why was-
Schneider? Dan Schneider.
Why
Get
was
rid
that
of-
not the next year? Like
Yeah,
it's
'cause-
unbelievable.
Yeah, because the fans had been asking like for a while, like, can you guys please retire the 21 jersey, like, and then there's like people wanted to see the actual ceremony, and then they couldn't do something with the live feed. I mean, but are we surprised as Washington? Like, I mean, these guys
Nah.
are like a walking L. Like, even when they do good things, it's like they just mess up.
That's why they
completely.
use the W because it's the only time they ever see it.
Well, we did. Hold on. I know he's not talking because we could get on the Cowboys too because they did some stupid stuff too.
Oh, for sure. I'm not a big Jerry Jones fan.
Fuck Jerry Jones.
If you're you're a real Cowboys fan. That's how you weed out the real ones.
He's like, you like Jerry Jones? I do. Get out of here.
Get out of here, you some bitch.
Name our starting quarterback from 2005, you piece of shit.
Holy fuck, you just hit me for a fucking whirl.
Who is that?
I don't know if I could, honestly. Was that Drew Bledsoe?
No, was it Drew Bledsoe?
I remember it might have been Quincy Carter still.
See, that's who I was thinking it was.
Yeah. There was that weird time where we went through a bunch, maybe Drew Henson, but I feel like I threw the right name out there, but it's a matter of what.
I like how he had made a hypothetical question and it was like, I don't think I can answer this either.
Am I that piece of shit?
Am I that
It
piece
was Drew Bledsoe.
Hey.
Okay.
And Julius Jones was starting
Julius
running back.
Jones. He was supposed to be Emmitt Smith Part 2.
Listen, honestly, Julius Jones, I think, was a really good running back. It was just kind of like a little bit. He just didn't stay healthy and all that.
He was a running back.
Yeah.
It happens.
Running backs are always the ones to go down first.
Yeah. Patrick, your thoughts?
Did you see that display last night? Horrible.
But now we're on this awesome sports topic. Ezekiel Elliott or Tony Pollard?
Ooh, we're getting controversial. I don't know if I can go on record and say my opinions.
I'll tell you after the podcast.
Yeah. So I have a friend at work. He's a big Cowboys fan. We always talk about it. And Tony Pollard has been the better running back, but Zeke has value elsewhere. He's a tremendous pass blocker, maybe the best in the league as far as running backs go. So you have value there, but you're also paying that man way too much money to just be good at that.
Well, dude, my opinion is, right, Tony Pollard all the way, right? Because Zeke hasn't had a blowout year like he had his rookie year since he got that big contract.
Yeah. You could say that about a lot of players in the NFL.
Well, and
Once you get
fucking
paid.
bullshit.
Yeah.
Josh Norman.
God damn.
Yeah, he's like one of the top paid cornerbacks. And
No, even more so than Josh Norman and another Washington player, Albert Hainsworth.
All right, look.
That man
now you're splitting hairs.
That man got paid $100 million to take naps on the field.
I mean, dude, like my uncle said this, and shout out to my uncle Mike. He said, if you want to get paid, go to Washington because they will pay you, and you don't even have to play that well. Like they will. I mean, that's the highest paying team. Washington is one, or at least one of them. So it's like Josh Norman, top quarterback. I mean, getting burnt every play. It's like, dude, come on now.
Yeah, that was towards like he was nearing the tail end of his career, so I wouldn't.
But if you really think about it, like if you're getting paid millions of dollars, like where's the incentive to try
One
hard?
can only dream.
Yeah, right.
Like, why would you try hard? You know what I mean? Like, I think about it. It's like I can just half-ass on plays. Like,
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it in a different context too, it's like they've literally been working on this thing. Like sports aside, you've been working on this one thing your whole life, like working your ass off every day, and you made it to the top of what you can do, and getting paid for it. Like, is there something that kicks in where you're just like, I'm gonna chill now?
Yeah, I mean,
I've been working my ass off my whole life, and
even
I
if you
got
do
it.
a bad job, you still got to
Like-
pay you that $2 mil.
still gotta pay me that $2 million.
it's like a cosmic gumbo.
But no, but I mean, I don't want to say people intentionally do that, but just in the back of your mind, it's like almost something switches where you're like, all right,
Yeah. I'm here now.
I'm gonna chill.
Yeah.
And it definitely doesn't happen to everyone. I mean, Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers, like,
And I'm sure
They're
it matters
still
what
out
your
there
goal
doing
is.
it.
If your goal is just to make that money and go home, yeah, I mean, why would you have to try harder
Yeah.
once you got it?
yeah.
But if your job's to be the best,
Yeah,
if that's what you're trying to do, is your goal is to be the best, you're going to be the best, you're going to do what you can to be the best, and money is the secondary thing.
And I like how Tom Brady gave us the psych I lied. They was like, are you retired? He's like, yeah. No. I'm coming back.
I'm back.
I'm back.
The few things I know about sports.
Dude, straight up, whatever you were like trying to be the best Pokemon theme song popped into my head.
So, and that's what you were
wondering
saying. I was
when
like,
there
I know he's like,
I was like, we lost Billy.
yo, like that's a really messed up anime if you really think about it.
Pokemon?
Yeah, like where's Ash parents?
That's true.
Like he's
And they-
gone for
well,
like years.
They straight up are like,
So the
he's
weird thing-
10.
I do know a little bit about this lore. There was a war in the Pokemon world, and that's where most of the men have gone, and that's where Sarge, the gym leader for the Electric Gym,
Uh-huh.
okay.
because he's ex-military. But apparently there was a big war, and that's like why
I do
everything's
remember
kind of,
reading
like,
about
messed
that.
up.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
but if you remember the Pokemon games,
I know some stuff.
like your mom would just be like,
Okay, bye.
"Bye, like here's some money,
You're
go
10
out."
years old
Yeah.
now. Be a man.
Pretty much.
She'd be like, "Just go to the store and I'll see you never."
And it's not like go build a family, like settle
It's like,
down,
No.
Go
make a
collect
name.
Pokemon.
Go collect these animals and make them kill each other and become the best at that.
Fight.
Well, do they really kill them?
They don't. But
They just faint.
to
No, they beat them up until they can't move.
to
Yeah.
be more dramatic about it,
Yeah,
they kill each other.
Yeah.
they
Dude,
can't say kill
they
on a
try.
show like that.
Yeah.
I mean, if you really think about it, if you got Entei doing a hyper beam on like a little tiny Pikachu, that thing's not living.
Wait, which Pikachu though? Because like Ash's Pikachu
That's
was
plot
top
armor.
fucking notch.
That is plot armor.
No, cap. Because Pikachu should have got like his ass whooped.
And
Like
Pikachu's
plenty
like
of times.
magic.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah, like let's talk about that first gym battle. Pikachu not beating Onyx.
No,
Pikachu's not beating Onyx.
that was the
At
whole
all.
point of the entire episode, is that he's not going to beat Onyx. But then there was a
Some fluke.
technical issue.
Yeah. And if I'm Brock, I'm like, no, we're running this back. Like, I'm not letting you go on some
No, we're doing this again.
BS
Right.
like that. Like,
Yeah, it's like
you
bro,
didn't earn this. You got lucky.
Okay, I got another controversial question for you guys. All right, what do you think out of these two animes is the top anime?
Oh shit.
Yu-Gi-Oh or Pokemon? And the reason I use them both is because they both had big card games behind them.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
Mm.
I mean, I'll start by saying I didn't really watch Yu-Gi-Oh because I was already into Pokemon and thought they were just stealing everything from Pokemon.
That's fair.
So
fair.
technically, I'm too biased to answer this question.
I'm gonna say Pokemon is still bigger, even though the card Yu-Gi-Oh. I played Yu-Gi-Oh when I was younger. But I think Pokemon is way bigger. It's definitely way bigger in Japan and like other countries. I mean, it's like what is on like on the 20th season now or whatever. It's like so many new Pokemons they keep adding. It's like
Pokemon
Now I'll talk
Go.
about the original run because it's going to be the original run of Yu-Gi-Oh and the original run of Pokemon. Original run of Pokemon, it's a sitcom. It's literally just an episode and it's a different story each time, whereas Yu-Gi-Oh had an overarching story throughout the entire thing. So I think the plot of Yu-Gi-Oh is much better.
I agree.
I think the card game is better.
I agree.
I think it's a little bit easier to follow too, because
Yeah.
one of them is like you're playing a card game where you're fighting animals, and the other one's like these are monsters from like the ancient Egyptian world and all this other stuff. So I'll go Yu-Gi-Oh.
But would you say that the average person knows Yu-Gi-Oh more than Pokemon? I think
No,
Pokemon is more universal.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that kind of goes back to like Friends is like one of the most universal shows ever.
I've never seen Friends.
Same.
But you
Never
know what
watched
it
an
is.
episode.
I watched like one episode where he threw a dummy down the stairs and she thought it was real and she freaked out and that was it.
But you know what
That's
it is,
enough for
and
me.
you know
I mean,
all the
yeah.
actors,
Yeah,
and you know
not all of them.
generally what it's about.
I know Jennifer Aniston. That's
Yeah,
it.
you know Jennifer Aniston, and you know that.
I know
I
they
don't
live in
know
New
the
York.
rest of Yeah, but you know they live in New York. You know they're a bunch of friends, but it's a sitcom where every episode was like a different storyline going on, and that's kind of how Pokemon was. Whereas if you try to watch Yu-Gi-Oh, you had to watch each episode in order to figure
Right.
out what's going on.
Yeah, I agree. They
What
had an
about-
overall.
What about you, Billy? You're not getting out of this question.
TV show wise, Yu-Gi-Oh's better. Card game wise, Yu-Gi-Oh was better. But Pokemon Go is the shit.
Pokemon Go. is
I
the
did
shit.
play that for a while.
Bro, I still got that shit on my phone. I get bored as fuck. I'll just be like, let's pull it up and see
I-
what's
let me go
around.
I
down the
still got
street.
it too. I go on like 4-month hiatuses because that shit takes up like half
Your
the
phone,
storage
yeah.
on your phone.
Yeah,
But then there comes a time where you're like, oh, I heard they did some updates. I guess I will
Check
check it out.
yeah. I remember when it first came out, just sitting on the toilet and there's a full torb in here.
Yeah.
Let's go for it.
I did get the first 151, so I felt pretty
Right.
accomplished after that.
That's all
like,
there is.
Yeah, I mean, that's literally my childhood completed. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah, I watched. There was some video where they actually had every single Pokemon. They did the Pokemon rap, but it was all of them that have been created so far. And there's like 750 or something like that.
I'm pretty sure they're adding more. It's like
I mean, yeah, they still add more. I remember one of them is literally just a pair of keys with a face.
Dude, they're running out of things.
They're like ceiling
It's
fan.
like, what is this? At least like I used to like know what they were supposed to be. Like Pikachu's supposed to be like a rat or something like that.
But I'll say this: I'll put Digimon over Pokemon.
Hell yeah.
Amen,
Bro, again,
brother.
never got into it.
What? That's where I found out about the bare naked ladies.
Man, what a find for you.
What a find for you! I love that for you.
Dude, Digimon was the shit.
Nah, Digimon was awesome.
Like, I remember fucking whenever like the game came out, or like whenever you had like the little handhelds that
Yeah.
they sold for it, and like you like went in, you turned it on every day, fed your Digimon or whatever.
And it would grow. Yeah.
Yeah, it started making. Like, I still remember, dude, Digimon was such an underrated show.
Right.
It was so much better than all of them because, like, the evolutions were actually kind of badass.
Yeah.
Because it was essentially the same thing. It just, added armor, or it added this, or it added that. Like Pokemon, you go from, like, Charmander to fucking Charmeleon to a goddamn flying dragon. Like,
Nah, it was good, and I think Digimon is because they spoke English.
Yeah.
That
Also-
helped too.
Also, Digimon, you went from like a really short T-Rex to a giant T-Rex with guns. I mean,
Well,
what do you want?
I feel like the progression you said with Charmander to Charizard is probably one of the more natural ones.
Yeah.
I think the least natural is Squirtle, this cute little turtle, to a giant turtle with cannons
guns.
coming out of it.
I was like, I don't think that's fair.
Yeah. You sure that one beats that one?
Yeah.
It's like you got a Butterfree, now I got Blastoise.
Nah, Digimon was
My Pokemon
favorite,
comes
though.
strapped.
dude, I remember I went through a phase where I watched the fuck out of Beyblade.
I had a Beyblade.
I forgot it had a show.
Yo, so I went down to my youngest brother graduated high school last year. He started college this year. And me trying to be funny because I remember growing up, we all had our Beyblades. We had the arena. So I was at Walmart one day, like the arena was like $20. A pack of 2 Beyblades was like 10. So I was like, I went and bought them. I was like, hey, Ethan, happy birthday. He's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do with this? Like,
Dude, Beyblade.
And you're like, have the time of your life? What?
Yeah.
dude, I'm pretty sure we sat there and played with it for about an hour and a half. And then like we walked away from it and like never touched it again.
Did you
Yeah.
have to build it, or was it already pre-built?
It was one of the pre-built ones.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Isn't it just like a thick sheet of plastic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Dude, but I will tell you, if you like the little launcher thing, if you did it wrong, it could cut your finger. Yeah. Because I had Drasil, which was the green one. I don't know if y'all remember the show, but Drasil, I had that one. He's like, what is this? It was fun.
I'm impressed by
It's
the
like just the
knowledge.
narrator voice going, he did not.
I did not. But now Beyblades was pretty fun. And then like Zoids. That
Zoids.
was
Zoids.
Yo, so
6 a.m.
so yes,
right after Max Steel or
so
whatever.
underrated.
Yeah.
It's funny. Me and Tanya, my wife, were actually talking about this the other night because I was like, it just popped in my head. I was like, man, Zoid's Chaotic Century was like such a great series, and I was like, I wonder where I can watch it. Nowhere. It's not on anything. You'd have to illegally get a hold of it or pay like $70 a DVD on eBay for it because they just don't
It's
make it.
so
They
rare,
don't stream it.
Is it not on like Crunchyroll or anything?
No, it's not on anything. It's crazy.
Well, I gotta check. I got a Funimation account. Do you have Funimation?
No,
I mean, that's
but
now turning into Crunchyroll.
That's turned into Crunchyroll.
Yeah.
country.
I didn't know that.
Crunchyroll.
Yeah, it's
But-
only like $5 a
Yeah,
month.
it's like a merge.
Yeah, I don't
oh,
think
a merge thing. Yeah.
I don't think it's on there either because I went down a whole like Reddit chain of people being like, "Nah, man, you just you gotta find,
No.
you just gotta download it from somewhere."
You gotta
like,
see it in your sleep.
It's
yeah,
like, so I know a site. It's in the back alley.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But-
but Zoids
DM me
was
real
dope.
quick.
I used to get the models and stuff too. Like those were fun as hell to build.
Oh yeah, I mean any robot show had models that you had to actually build. Best ever.
Yeah.
I mean, you got the Gundams, the Transformers.
Yeah.
Back when the toys were really good and it wasn't just hit a button and
Well,
a head pops out.
I mean, let's just say it. they were the best marketing tools ever.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
I mean, it was a game. It was a toy that you didn't have to really imagine too much. It was there.
Yeah.
You can see what it turned into. It wasn't just here's a doll that's a guy.
Yeah.
G.I. Joe.
But I mean,
Yeah,
at the
Joe.
same time, then you have all the Dragon Ball Z action figures, and those are pretty
Now we're
sick,
getting to
too.
the meats, and
Oh
the
my-
juicy meat.
Dude, I still need to finish Dragon Ball Super.
You
I
haven't finished
actually
it
You
yet?
haven't finished?
I like Sabo.
I mean, it does take. It is longer than Z.
Well, okay, here's the thing,
It
right?
also feels weird compared to Z.
It does.
I go through these phases where I'll binge watch the fuck out of something, like for about 3 weeks. I think in 3 weeks on Dragon Ball Super, I made it to like episode like 80, 90. And then I'll get bored of it. And then I'll be like, I really need to finish this. I'll go back and watch and be like, man, I just can't get into it right now.
Yeah, and I think it's because like that story's it's just still going on, and they just keep adding tiers. Like now he's
Yeah.
Super Saiyan God, and then it's like these other gods, and it's just like, where is this going?
I mean, I appreciate that they're going in different directions with different characters. It's not
Yeah.
all of them have the same tiered.
Did you see a Gohan movie's coming out?
Is it
No.
Gohan movie? I know there's a movie,
Yeah.
new Dragon Ball Super coming out. It's called
That
like,
animation though.
Superhero. I
Yeah, it's
think?
like it was Dragon Ball Super superhero.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a Gohan movie, but that'd be.
Nah.
Yeah, I
that'd be
think
sweet.
Videl or Pan.
I'll tell you the
Not
best one though. The best
Okay.
movie was Broly,
Which one?
Which one?
the first
like-
one.
The original Broly.
Yeah,
The new Broly
OG.
was sweet too.
I didn't see that one. Yet.
Okay,
Oh,
so
dude,
Very sweet.
It was really good.
as of December 18th, 2021, Dragon Ball Super Superhero reveals new Gohan trailer premiere date.
Oh yeah, because he's supposed to hit a new tier.
Yeah, the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie is coming out in Japan on April 22nd, 2022.
Let's go. Book some tickets.
Yeah.
What is the plot?
Yeah, I just fly to Japan. We're good.
Pop on over real quick.
There's an ancient evil that is rising again.
But apparently it got pushed back because someone hacked and tried releasing shit. So like they were like, okay, never mind, we ain't releasing it yet.
Damn.
But I'm trying to figure out what the actual like plot is.
Yeah, I've watched several previews and it gives you nothing.
I thought somebody got kidnapped, but I know it is a Gohan. Gohan's
it
like the
Great
main
Saiyan
character. I
Man?
think they're trying to push him back.
Please no. Please no.
Well, they do have him. From what I saw, they do have him in the old Piccolo uniform,
Okay.
the purple with the
Yeah,
white.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's
that
his
looks
son.
pretty sweet. And a lot of people are talking about him going to like, because his base form is like a mystic
Oh, that-
height.
Is
And-
that when he
When he
got
like,
Kai?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's
Unlock
supposed to like go to
potential.
like
Yeah,
Super
unlock
Saiyan
potential, yeah.
Mystic or something like
I
that.
was like, why is his hair not yellow?
Yeah.
What's going on here?
He didn't change. I don't.
Yeah, that
like
was another
this.
thing in Dragon Ball Super that didn't feel like it got very well explained. Was like, yeah, I'm a fight too. It's like, okay, cool, go Super Saiyan 2. And it's like, nah,
No,
You know, but
I'm
you-
stronger this way.
But
I'm
you know,
I
stronger
what's
don't think
crazy?
you are.
screw the universe. It's not that
It's
important.
like Dragon. If you really watch Dragon Ball Z for what it is, it's really not a series because it's like there's no continuation of a story. It's just like a saga of
They
like Cell
kept
Saga,
finishing it.
Majin Buu saga,
Yeah.
and it's like it's kind of like how you said about Pokemon. Like you don't really need to watch the beginning to understand it because they kind of summarize everything. He's an alien, you know,
Yeah.
all this stuff. But
Well,
it's-
there's so much filler in
That too.
all the Dragon Balls.
I mean, also like for us, I think a lot of us didn't really grow up watching Dragon Ball. We grew up watching Dragon Ball Z, and so once we got to that Frieza saga, and that moment where he changes over to Super Saiyan for the first time, just fucking chills down the back.
one of the greatest scenes of anything of all time.
Yeah,
What is your all's favorite Dragon Ball Z saga?
ooh,
Frieza.
The original Frieza.
Nah, you're not Frieza. It's definitely the Cell Saga.
Cell Saga. was
Cell
great.
Saga was
Cell Saga.
because Team Gohan.
Bro,
Yeah, he did that.
Gohan going going further than what Goku had went at that point, like was
Yeah.
the craziest thing.
Oh,
like
yeah.
as a kid, I'm like,
Well, I would hop on the school bus every day, and we'd just seen the episode and be like, "What's gonna happen next?" And people were like, almost taking bets, like, "No, Goku's gonna get it done." People were like, "I think it's gonna be Gohan." It's like, "No, Piccolo's gonna do it." And
See,
I thought it would be Vegeta, but then they
Yeah.
kind of like gave him the short end of the stick.
Mhm.
during-
They
when
always
Tr-
give
when
him the
Trunks
short end
got
of the
killed.
stick.
I thought it was like, oh, this is a perfect chance for him to go Super Saiyan 2, and it's like he just gets beat.
Dude, so a lot of my knowledge of the sagas has like, because like watching it as a kid, I don't remember watching it back then, but I started playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Yeah, I
That
heard about
game
that.
is
Yeah.
fucking legit.
I heard it was fun.
I
I need to try.
Like,
I only made
it's-
it through like the Raditz saga so far, so I still got a long way to go.
I'm to the point where I'm playing the I've played the Golden Frieza saga from Dragon Ball Super, and like I'm playing all the DLCs already.
I'm gonna catch up on Dragon Ball Super on Kakarot.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
Well, so like they only do bits and pieces of sagas, right? So like you have the Frieza saga, and then like part of the DLC is you go and train with Boris and them, right? Boris, right?
Is it Boris?
Popo?
Isn't that the cat's name?
Oh,
No, it's not.
it's I know it starts with a B though.
Yeah, isn't it Boris the Destroyer?
Oh, no, Beerus.
Beerus, not Boris. Beerus, right?
I am Boris the Destroyer.
My bad. But like you go and train with them on their planet, and then you can take that same character you trained with on that planet and go back to the storyline and run it back
Oh,
with
so
all
that's
those
sweet.
power
That's
ups.
sweet.
Yeah, but I definitely say Cell Saga.
I mean, all the ones you're naming, like the way they, like you were saying, it doesn't really flow together. Like it's sagas that end.
The Majin Buu saga,
I don't
Bro,
know, dude. I don't know.
bro. With
A lot
fucking,
A lot of cool shit happened in the Modern
But I
Buu
don't
saga,
think it's
but
my
it felt like
favorite.
they just did that because the saga itself wasn't as good.
Listen,
See, that's how I felt about the Cell Saga. I thought Gohan
So-
going Super Saiyan 2 best moment in the entire series. I agree.
But-
Absolutely agree.
But dude, the fusion,
Yeah, no, Vegeto's sick. There's no
No.
denying that.
fucking
Vegeta or Gotenks?
Goten and Trunks.
Oh,
that is
Gotenks, yeah, that is
Gotenks
sick.
is one of my favorite fucking.
But also, like,
Things
that
in that
doesn't make
whole
any
series.
sense at all that these two kids just out of nowhere, who you're just introduced to, oh, they're the most powerful ones now. Like,
and it's crazy because they got eaten by Boo. So
Yeah.
it didn't even matter. It was, and that's the thing about Dragon Ball Z, and I one of my favorite characters is Vegeta, and I feel like they always give him the short end of the stick. It's like
Absolutely.
he trains, he kicks the crap. Like this is why I love the Cell Saga, because he comes back, he kicks Android. Was it 20? The one that could drain. Remember, it was like 19 and 20.
13? No, 13's the
no,
movie.
18
13
and
is
19.
No, he got
No, 19. Yeah, 19 and 20.
Yeah,
right?
19 and 20 because it was Dr. Jiro and the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Zero and
and he comes
weird
back, does the
clown
Big Bang
person.
attack, kills him,
God, Big
and
Bang
then it's
Attack's so
like he
cool.
gets cocky and he's trying to fight 17 and 18 and 16, and Trunks is like, Dad, no, we gotta wait for Goku, and it's like, I get it, it's his pride, but it's like, he clearly, at that point, even Piccolo said, yo, he is stronger than Goku right now. So then it's like they short, you know what I mean? It's just like,
Well, I mean, there's also like a throwaway line in Dragon Ball Super where they show Vegeta had gotten the Super Saiyan Blue, and they said, "Oh, did he do the whole Super Saiyan God ritual thing too?" And it's like, no, he did it of his own. Like he worked for it on his own.
Yeah.
But they're
And
also
then,
going
and then like the next arc is like, he's not that strong.
you see what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like the writers hate Vegeta,
Yeah.
but
I think he actually does though.
No, I think
He was
so.
supposed to die
yeah,
at
he
the end of the
should've.
Saiyan
I mean,
saga.
well, technically he did die.
They
all
segueing
died.
back to favorite sagas, I would just connect it all, and I'd say mine's probably the androids because of
It goes into
because
Cell
of the
Saga, yeah.
two before and after.
I mean,
The
is
Frieza-
Android Saga really a saga, or is that just part of the Cell Saga?
Well, right. I mean, you can say about everything. Frieza saga also incorporates like the Ginyu Force saga and Namek
Right.
saga.
Yeah, but I mean, even the Ginyu Force was under Frieza,
Right.
so I still consider that
But-
Frieza Saga.
You still can. Right.
Well, Ginyu
But
Force was first.
Well, then, all right. Then I would say Cell Saga and that. But I would say just the fact that like Frieza saga ends and you're like, they did it. That's like the craziest thing that could happen.
right.
They come home. Frieza's there. What are we gonna do?
Right.
Like, there's no way. And then Trunks comes out and steals all of our hearts, and just steals Frieza's hearts too. Just takes,
slicing
like,
them
out.
out.
Super
yeah.
Saiyan with
Yeah.
the sword.
But then he's just like he drops all this knowledge on him, and then shit just gets real from there on out. Like
Yeah.
then the androids show up, and he's like, these aren't the right androids. Then the real androids come, and it's a whole thing. And then the curveball when Cell just appears, because you're like, how can this get any crazier?
Right.
And then Cell appears and starts taking out the androids, and then
And the reason why I
get
And then
like
you sit
Cell,
there like, how does time travel work?
like, and the reason,
because then after that, like that all felt natural and like it could happen. I mean, the time travel thing
Right.
obviously is something, but they do that, and then when you get to the Majin Buu saga and like the fusions, and then Majin Buu absorbing people, and then they're like, oh, all you gotta do is cut them out, and
Right.
you're good. And then like all of that just felt like they were really pulling
yeah.
things out of their hat at that point.
Well, also like Majin Buu, I think this is when the point where it became like universal stuff. Everything was like a universal threat.
Mhm.
And once
Yeah.
you got to that point, like the stakes were also kind of low compared to what they used to be. Because it used to be, I mean, even then, I mean, like Goku was dead for most of, if not all of it.
I mean, he was dead. Like,
He was dead for a while.
like
wasn't
a
he?
lot.
Hold
no,
on.
like,
How many
even-
times how many times did Goku actually die?
He died a lot.
So he died with Raditz.
More than the original rules were supposed to allow.
Then he what? Then
He was dead in the Cell games.
that's right. He died. In
Yeah.
Cell. Then he died. Did he
Well-
die again?
Well, I don't think he
in
was.
Majin Buu, or he was still dead from Cell.
I think he was still dead from Cell. Because I remember he came back for the day when he first turned Super Saiyan 3. He was technically dead at the time because he still had the halo.
Yeah. I
And
think they
then-
just wished him back or something, but he could only stay for. I can't remember,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I
'cause
know.
I think they used a different set of Dragon Balls because the original set of Dragon Balls were supposed to be one time only. You can
Right.
come back once, and that's why they're like, well, they've already been wished back, so if they die again, they're dead for good.
Like that's crazy that it was dead. It doesn't matter. Piccolo was the real father. Piccolo was the real
Dodge.
father. But no, I say the Cell saga because Cell literally said, "I will let you guys train, and we can come back here and throw the fade." And like, he gave them a time. Like, and he literally waited in the arena. He was like, "Go ahead, do all your training. I'll be right here waiting for you." And I think my favorite scene is when Piccolo tells Goku, like, Gohan is not like you. He doesn't like fighting. What are you doing? You're letting him get his ass beat. Like, get in there and be a father. And he's like, oh, wait, let me, because I've been basically raising your son.
Yeah.
That's when
Chi-Chi, get my
Piccolo
food
went
ready,
from
please.
stepfather to father.
Yeah. Piccolo was the realest. Piccolo was, like, the realest one.
Honestly, Piccolo is one of my favorite characters.
He's the realest.
Piccolo's supposed to
Yeah.
have a new tier 2 in the new movie, the Dragon Ball Superhero. Like he turns
He deserves it.
he turns gold and loses all of his
I don't know about
I
that.
don't know
details.
all that.
Yeah, it looks really
We did
weird.
the gold
to
thing
be
with Frieza.
honest.
It was
like-
it was kind of it was cool.
Yeah, but you know, like how he has all those lines on his arms and stuff like that. They just go away. So he's just smooth Piccolo.
Oh,
So he's a
don't like that.
cucumber.
yeah.
Dude, with the new movie, I saw that like there might be a fucking Gohan might be bringing back the superhero thing. The
The
Great
Saiyaman.
Saiyaman.
Great
Yeah.
Saiyaman.
Which is probably the
please
worst
no.
thing they could have done to a character. Yes, I just remember watching that and I was like, "This is the like." How do you
It's
go from like even as Kid Gohan, he was strong.
He just
went
went from
best
the
character
Yeah.
to like just.
He went from the most
corniest.
badass moment to the
Cringiest,
corniest,
yeah, so cringy. And the suit is ugly. It's like, what is that on your head? Like, what are these colors? And
And I mean, I get it. It's like it's a Japan thing with the writers. I think is what it's called, where it's like the Power Ranger type people.
oh, Common Rider.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about though.
Like Common Rider. I think there's another one's like Amazon Rider or
Yeah.
something like that.
I think they transform with their buckle. Is that what it was?
I don't know. It's basically like
Oh, the
Power Rangers, but
yeah,
with
yeah.
one person. That
Yeah.
was the superhero.
I didn't even know Power Rangers was like. It's called Sentai footage.
It's like Super
Yeah,
Sentai
yeah.
or something.
yeah,
like
like
that?
that's what's called
Yeah.
Sentai footage.
No, I didn't realize till probably a couple years ago that they were
Dubbed over.
just
Yeah.
stealing all this footage from a different show and then having American actors fill it in.
So if you guys ever get a chance to watch Power Rangers, they'll be like in the command center and they'll be like, it's morphing time. And then they'll suddenly transport to a park. And that's when the
Yeah.
Sentai footage would take over. So they would be
Yeah.
dubbing over the voices of the people in the helmet.
Yeah, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers,
Which
was
honestly,
also
great
just
move by the
amazing show.
creators of the Sentai people to
Right.
be like, hey, we can make this so any country can just dub over this real
Right.
quick and buy
It's
it
like
from us.
Mr. Sabian.
Now, the crazy
Good
thing
job.
is, when Power Rangers started making money, Lord Zed was actually an only American villain. They told the people in Japan, make us a character that's only strictly for us.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
They hit it out of the park. Lord Zod was pretty sweet.
Yeah. So they were making a lot of money, but I remember watching it when I got older, and I was like, this is not them. what? I'm like, cause you know Jason, the Red Ranger. I'm like, he looks bigger, but then when he morphs, it's like the suit is like small, and I'm like, this doesn't even look like he's in this suit.
Y'all just dropped some knowledge on me because I had no fucking idea about that.
Taking notes.
Yeah,
Because I always thought fucking oh god damn it, what's his fucking name? The goddamn white and green ranger. I always
Tommy.
thought that
Tommy.
yeah, fucking Tommy. I always thought like he was like it was like kind of his idea.
to
be the Green Ranger or to be the White Ranger?
Fucking the whole fucking show, because like if like whenever you look into it, like he's always given that dub of like being like one of the like ideas behind Power Rangers.
I think
But I think the American version, now that, you know, hearing what you guys say.
Right.
Yeah. I think he's also like kind of the face of what Power Rangers used to be.
Yeah.
Like he's still really pushing the Power Rangers thing. Like any content that I see him in nowadays, it's always something related to Power Rangers, which I'm okay with because Power Rangers is awesome. But I mean, like when it first came out, like Green Power Ranger, amazing. Like when you first saw him as a child, and it's like this dude comes out and it's like, this is a Power Ranger, but he's evil, but he's also really cool.
Yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
do I like him more?
It's like, am I a villain?
And I think they didn't anticipate his popularity, because I remember he got like his own theme music. I mean, he had his own Zord that would come out like
I mean, he
Godzilla.
played
Like,
his own.
he played a flute through the helmet, which made no sense. But we like rocked with it. But
Dagger flute. I mean, that was awesome.
yeah, and I think I remember seeing their interview like with the original cast. Like they were paid like shitty, like they were paid shit. Which is why Jason
Probably.
Don't surprise me.
rest in peace to the Yellow Ranger. She died in a car accident in like 2004, and then the Black Ranger, they all quit because they were like, "Yo, we're getting paid like $500 every 2 weeks to do these stunts," because they could do flips and stuff. Like they were natural, like, you know, practice karate and gymnastics and stuff, but they were getting paid shit. But like, I guess Tommy was like, I mean, I'm gonna stay.
Yeah.
Which sucked, because I think if they would have had the original cast for the Ivan Ooze movie. Like, if I remember, you guys remember that?
Oh,
one?
yeah. That movie
yeah.
was sick.
That was
That's
pretty
like
sick,
the original
And the
one,
wait,
right?
Yeah.
Wait, I
video
thought
game that came out of that?
most of the original cast was in the Ivan Ooze movie.
Nah. They replaced the Red Ranger, Yellow Ranger, and the
I
Black
thought so
Ranger.
too. So you're not
The
alone
only
on that
one who was there was Kimberly,
The
the Blue
Billy.
Ranger, and then the White Ranger. Everyone else was like the replacements.
You
I
want to
didn't
know
know
why
that
the
either.
Blue Ranger was my favorite Ranger growing up?
His name was Billy.
He had
Because his
glasses.
name was fucking Billy. His name was fucking Billy. But see, I mean, granted, it's been years
Yeah,
since I
right.
watched the fucking movie, but dude, and then you had oh man, what was the fucking next movie that came out? Like, wasn't it like the Turbo Rangers or?
Yeah, I think it was
yeah.
Turbo.
That was terrible.
I wasn't as into that.
With the-
Yo,
they
I
had the
fucked
little
with that
kid.
movie hard as a kid.
I mean, as a kid, yeah. When you get older, you're like, wow, this is terrible.
I mean, also the toys from that movie were amazing. I mean, they actually worked. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, dude, like they had fucking rally cars. Fuck yes, dude.
I just remember watching it, and Zordon's like, "You're the new Blue Ranger," and they don't show his face. And the next scene, the blue Zord is coming up to the boat, and they're like, "Who's that?" And it's Justin, the little kid, and they're like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I'm the new Blue Ranger." And I'm just thinking to myself, Zordon, what the fuck?
What are you doing, man?
Why are you so tall in your suit?
Right. And then when he morphed, he like grew like 20 feet. It was just like, what is this?
Growth spurt.
But it made no sense, but we accepted it.
Yeah.
Dude, the original Power Rangers is still the best. Like,
I
I
agree,
remember as a
absolutely.
kid trying to watch, like, the other ones, and, like, I just got out of it because you got to, like, whichever ones, like, they had, like, the fucking shapes as the eyeglasses.
Oh, that's
yeah.
Zeo?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Zeo, yeah.
Yeah, like, it's
I like Zeo.
Well, I mean, like with like the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the goddamn ninja suits that they had.
Right.
Ninja
When they met,
Rangers.
what's his name? I forgot that blue ninja. Ninjago. It's something.
I don't know, but I'm talking about like the movie. Remember like when they're trying to get their powers and stuff?
Right. And then they got from the lady, and she was like,
Yeah.
"You're the frog." And he's like,
Yeah.
"Why am I a frog?"
It's like, oh,
Oh, yeah.
okay.
Yeah. 'Cause that's when they went to that planet. I remember that, yeah.
And I remember like I just have such a vivid memory of I got the power.
Oh, yeah. When it goes back to Angel Grove, I got the power. Just like,
And I'm just like that phrase right there is just a part of my childhood.
yeah. But the effects were pretty bad. Like that Zord looked really ugly. 'Cause it was like CG.
it was a
It was
children's
C-
movie.
Yeah. I mean, it was still badass, but it was like super CGI.
Wasn't it also like late 90s, early 2000s?
Dude, Terminator came out in like the 90s. Terminator 2 came out in the 90s.
I was gonna say, I think the first one.
Yeah,
was from
but
the 80s.
Terminator used like practical effects for most of it. The only like CGI was like the electricity and stuff.
and like the liquid
But
metal, but
like Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was like almost all CG for all the crazy stuff.
yeah.
It was weird going from like all the miniatures that they had for the for like the
Yeah.
show to that, but
I guess
Dude,
they were trying to push the limits.
My biggest, the most vivid memory of that movie for me is that first fight whenever they're at the construction site.
That fight is so sick.
And Kimberly grabs the one like throws a fucking lasso or does something.
With the whip.
Yeah, with the whip, and then the "Have a nice trip, see you next fall." I remember as a kid, I was like, "Dude, that's the dopest fucking line ever."
No, they were notorious for their little puns here and there.
Dude, that movie was dope as fuck.
Yeah.
And now we get older, we look back and it's like, damn,
Wow.
dude, CGI's came so far since back then.
But if you watch it again,
yeah.
there's a lot of sound effects for them to just do a simple task. Like they'll do a front flip just to pass you like the pretzels. It's
I mean,
like, bro,
that's-
just hand me the bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of movies from back then. I mean, like especially movies with guns. I mean, it's just like
It's like, just load the
just to
gun.
hand a gun over to somebody.
Here, it's loaded. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I hope so. After everything you just did,
Right.
but the video game that came out of the
Yo.
first Power Rangers.
Are you
movie,
talking about the beat 'em up where you're walking across?
Yeah.
Wait, are you talking about the Ivan Ooze one or the
Yeah. The
No.
one that was for
two players?
Yeah, it's for
Yeah.
Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, and they were both different, which I didn't realize till later. But like, I had Genesis growing up, and
No, that game.
that game was so much.
It was hard.
You
to
just
do.
go to your friend's house and like, this is our night.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
going to Blockbuster. We're renting this joint. Maybe we're gonna rent a movie too, but I don't know if we're gonna get to it because we gotta
fight Ivan
finish
Ooze.
this, Yeah.
No, I used to love that, and I remember I used to get mad 'cause I used to want to save the morphing part for the very end, and my brother would be like, "Well, I got my morphing power," and when one player morphs, it automatically makes the second player morph. So I would be pissed, and I'd be like, "Come on, bro! Like we're at the beginning of the stage. Like, come on, like."
Yeah, you're supposed to fight through, and then once you hit that wall, it's like, oh no, I'm not gonna win.
Right.
But
Then
I
you
have the
morph.
power.
Right.
And then you morph. I mean, come on.
That was my game. That game was dope.
That game was dope.
Dude, my go-to Super Nintendo game was Earthworm Jim.
Oh,
I remember that
man.
was hard. That's a very hard game too.
Yeah.
A lot of Super Nintendo games were hard. like
Dude,
that.
I had like a jailbroken PSP for a minute, and I had a Super Nintendo emulator on it, and it had like
Yo.
Earthworm Jim on it, and I remember playing it, and it pissed me off, so I quit playing. I was like, how in the fuck did I constantly play this as a kid?
Yeah.
This game is such bullshit. Granted, I play a lot of Call of Duty now, so you know.
yeah.
Oh man, Call of Duty. Like probably about once every 2 or 3 years, it just takes over my life for about a couple months, and it's like, ugh.
Well, I met a lot of I've met a lot of really dope people through playing Warzone. Just not having anyone to play with or playing with a dude for a minute, meeting some people, and then that dude quits playing, so I keep playing with these people. But like a lot of the people I play with anymore is like two people. And that's the only reason I get on it anymore is because like the one dude plays Xbox, so I'm on PlayStation, but I'm about to switch to Xbox because Series S is way less expensive than a PS5.
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, why are you changing over? It's like I don't have
Honestly,
either of the newer ones.
PC is
Though.
superior.
Yeah, well, I travel for work, so I'm not going to put money into a fucking PC unless I'm home to play it.
Yeah, oh, yeah, good
That's true.
point.
That's
yeah.
very true.
But
because people who say that it's like PC is superior at the same time, it's like you gotta pay for that damn thing though.
Yeah, I only say it's superior because it's like everything is now compatible with PC. Like the games that you want on Xbox is usually on PC, and the games you want on PlayStation is usually on PC. So, and now
Yeah.
you can hook up your Xbox controller to your computer. So then it's like,
you can hook up your PlayStation controller too.
yeah.
Yep.
So it's like,
And like I absolutely agree with you. PC is superior also because you can customize it and you can upgrade it as it
Right.
goes along. Whereas once you buy that Xbox, once you buy that PS4,
that's it.
that's it till the next generation.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, the only reason I'm planning on switching is literally just because of price point.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and also, Warzone 2 is only going to be on next gen. They ain't going to
The
release it
truth
for
comes
PS4.
out.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
Well, I think Microsoft just bought like a whole bunch of different things, like different companies. Like,
Why the fuck's that thing running again? It ran before you all showed up. But dude, Microsoft just bought Activision. They just, dude, Microsoft is just going through and buying everything up right now.
Yeah.
But I also play a lot of Madden.
Yeah. Well, I don't as much anymore.
We play-
but I did love that game.
We
Yeah.
play what's
One
that
time.
game we play?
NFL
Blitz.
We play NFL Blitz.
Bro, NFL Blitz on like the
best sports game
PS1.
ever.
No,
Oh, not the no N64.
we go old school.
N64.
We go old school.
Yeah.
N64 is the ultimate like platform
It
to
was
play
like-
games with friends.
It was a game changer.
Because it's back when things weren't fair, but also too fair. So like if you barely start winning, you can just take that and ride it all the way to
Blitz
the end.
does definitely have like a slider where as soon as you go up by a couple touchdowns, the other team just gets.
Except for that one game.
I
Me
mean-
and
I mean, that-
Nelson, it was a close game.
You were close.
That's what I'm
You were
saying. The
close.
slider actually worked for you that time, but every other time you.
Okay, well, we don't got to talk about that
Yeah, I
part.
mean, if you want to get into it.
We call it a slider to make us feel better about destroying you guys every time we play.
Dude, so I bought so I still have a PlayStation 3 sitting here at the house, and the only reason I still
same.
have it is so I can play Blitz the League.
Yeah, I never got into Blitz the League. but
Dude,
I
that
do
is the
remember it. It's
dopest
wild.
fucking football game ever because you injure someone, it'll do an X-ray and like show you it like their
What
leg
bone?
snapping, or you tearing their spleen, or
Yeah.
and you can do some dirty shit to people
Yeah.
on that game.
And, and on the sideline, you can give them a shot that'll cause them to be hyper, but it risk a re-injury or like injure further. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's like if the NFL was actually upfront about drug use.
I think they were just trying to tell us something.
Right. Like,
Dude.
this is what happens.
It's like, can we get at least like 2 leagues for like the NFL? So like you have the regular NFL and then you have the everything goes NFL. It's like I want to see superhumans
I
brought
mean-
to like I want super soldier serum
That did
players.
technically exist for a minute with the XFL when it was originally
Yeah.
made because there was
Yeah.
no rules. It was for the purpose of being ridiculous. But now they brought the XFL back. It was more they're like testing rules for the NFL.
Right.
Yeah.
So it still makes it a little more
Boo.
fun, but
Well,
I don't think they'll ever get back. I mean, now with all the concussion stuff, there'll never be a league that like.
Dude, you can't
makes
even
it like
tackle
that.
the quarterback now.
Yeah.
Like it's like roughing the passer. It's like how I'm just tackling the guy. Like how like I mean
Like this is what I'm paid to do.
right. It's crazy.
well, I mean, dude, you got 3 football leagues now. You got like what the USFL now, XFL.
I mean, there's a Canadian league. There's,
Well,
there's
I'm-
like the AFL. There's a lot.
I'm talking about like that's going to be televised in the US.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
America.
Because
We don't
America.
talk about Canada.
We're talking about
Listen. The Canadian Football League is where players go to end their careers.
That's what the MLS is for soccer. Too.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah,
You ain't wrong at all.
It's like I'm gonna play soccer, but only in America.
which is actually kind of nice. It is helping the game.
Right.
It makes us the laughing stock of the world, but it's still better than where we were before.
I mean, honestly, like MLS, I started paying attention to soccer because of the MLS.
Good. That's awesome.
And then I got told whenever I shaved my head, whenever I was younger, that I looked like fucking Wayne Rooney. So I started paying attention to like Manchester United and all them, and then I started
Yeah.
paying attention to like Ronaldo and.
It's like, is that a compliment or is it?
Well, I
Let
looked
me
up a
check.
picture of the dude and I was like, them motherfuckers called me ugly without calling me ugly. But hey, fellas, we're at just about an hour and a half. I'm gonna give you all a few minutes to, say some closing remarks if you want to. Plug yourselves as much as you want, and then we'll wrap this old girl up and get you all on the road back to Be-More.
Yeah. Well.
good.
Be more.
Yeah. Thanks for having us,
Yeah,
man.
it was
This was a lot of
awesome.
fun.
This was awesome. Yeah.
I didn't know we could just talk this much for this long, but
Yeah,
we
we were talking about it on the way here on the spot. We were looking at the Spotify and it's like, some of these episodes are 3 hours long. Are we gonna be here for 3 hours?
Are we gonna be able to do this?
We're like, nah.
Yo,
nah. It's
so,
like,
uh,
oh, we can talk for that long.
So these video cameras, because I don't have them hooked up like direct power, they're only good for about an hour and a half.
That's perfect. Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, like an hour and a half goes by so fast
Right.
in here.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
And it's insane how fast it fucking goes by.
Yeah.
Like, I looked down, like, probably, obviously I looked down like 30 minutes ago. probably 45, and I was like, God damn, we're already at 55 minutes. This is one of the
Yeah.
fastest episodes we've had in a minute.
Yeah.
But no, I appreciate y'all coming down here.
Yeah, thanks
Yeah,
for having us.
Absolutely,
Thanks for
yeah.
having us.
No, this is awesome. I mean,
Yeah.
we got a real nice setup out here.
Yeah, this is sweet. And yeah, I mean, thanks for doing this in general. Like bringing
Yeah.
in all the local bands, like giving us
Yeah.
a platform just to talk and like find out about each other. That's
Where are we
sweet.
playing again?
May 1st at Fats Fairfax in
May 1st
Fairfax,
at-
Virginia,
In Fairfax.
What time?
at night.
What's door cost?
Probably
No idea.
10.
It just got confirmed like earlier
You
this
see-
week.
Yeah,
Details are.
We'll have a flyer. out.
Nelson
Again,
is
Nel-
basically
yeah,
our
again, Nelson
management.
is not-
Where's Nelson?
If there
Somebody
are
get
any-
Nelson on the phone.
Any inquiries, please refer
Yeah.
them to Nelson.
Honestly, I was just doing that being a smart ass.
But I mean, check out all our social media. You
Yeah.
know, we're
Yeah.
on everything that everyone else is,
Everything's at Like Fires everywhere.
and it's like fires
Like.
everywhere,
Like
not like fires,
L-I-K-E.
which might have been a better name. Maybe we should change it.
It's a little. I think it might be a little too angsty.
Yeah.
Ours is
Right.
like
yeah.
paying attention to the world. The world
Right.
is
And
like
it's
fires
crazy.
everywhere.
Quick story. Nelson came up with the name accidentally. He was in a bookstore and he saw the title Little Fires Everywhere, which is a TV show, and he misread it. And so
Wasn't
we're-
a TV show at the time.
Based
yeah,
off the book.
yeah,
The
based
TV
off
show
a
is
book,
based off the
yeah.
book.
And he comes in, he's like, "Yo, I got this name, Like Fires Everywhere," and I'm like, and we're like, "Yo, that's
Damn.
kind of tight,
Alright,
and it's kind of unique." And then
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I misread the book. It was Little Fires Everywhere." So
We're gonna keep
because
Like
of his accident, we had the band name. So
The perfect accident.
the perfect accident.
But yeah, again, thanks for having us on.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun. Everyone check out our Instagram, Facebook.
Instagram, Facebook.
New music coming
TikTok.
soon, as always. You know.
Yeah, we've been.
We
I
are
mean, we've
working on new
released
music.
3 EPs in the past 8 months. So
Yeah.
we're pumping it out. And we're about to back it up with shows. So
Do you
Come
guys
out
got a
and see us.
YouTube channel?
Yes.
We do.
Like Fires Everywhere.
Still Like Fires everywhere.
yeah, we got a couple of music videos too. Check
Yeah.
'em out.
Oh, we actually have a music video for Claim to Fame, so you should
Oh.
check that out.
It's great.
It's
It's
fun.
hilarious.
It's fun. It's fun.
We just did a bunch of shrooms, and we were like, "Let's just go."
It looks like we did a bunch of
It
shrooms.
does
No, it
look
does.
like that.
It really does.
It does look like that.
And I remember, Peter, you were sick that day. Or
I
you,
was.
you had like a sore throat or
I
something.
mean,
Yeah.
Peter's kind of always sick.
yeah,
I mean, I'm
yeah,
always
he
sick.
is.
One sick guy.
Yeah, hell he is.
Yeah, Peter just be like, "Yeah, my throat hurts. I'm gonna give me a beer."
It's
It's them allergies, you know.
Right.
weird.
It's weird. But yeah,
But-
thanks again for having us, man.
Dude, thank you guys for fucking coming down here. I
Yeah.
mean, shit, Baltimore's a hike, and I hate that fucking drive.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it. Keep on doing what you're doing. Let me know whenever your all's new music pops out, because I will fucking jam. I will send him videos of me just fucking in the house, just
Just jamming.
like cleaning the studio today, because
Yeah.
literally whenever you're like, I'm showing up at 2:30, I was like, bet that gives me more time.
Right. I told him that too. I was like, he said, perfect.
But well, I had to go to town today, do an oil change on my fiance's car, and then I decided, oh, I'm gonna go get my hair cut today. And then I stopped at Sheets, picked up beer.
Gotta start the sheets.
Dude, you have to. That's the go spot for if you need a quick 12 pack.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty sure we're
Well,
gonna hit it.
fantastic.
We're gonna hit
At
it
least
on the way
outside of
back.
Maryland.
Oh yeah.
Peter's like, that was my destination. You're not going home yet, Sean.
That's the whole reason.
But seriously, thank you for coming down. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to sit down and talk to you guys. This was a lot of fun.
It was.
Yeah.
This was fun.
I don't think I've had the opportunity to sit down and talk about anime for 45 minutes in a long time.
Right.
So I've got a homie of mine that pulled me back into Dragon Ball, and him and I always talk about it. So just to sit down and get it on recording and
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun. But with that being said, everybody go check out our YouTube. Granted, we only got 4 videos up, but
Yeah.
we are working on it. Every podcast we do from here on out, you will have the audio version where you guys have been listening to it since we started, but you also have video now. You can find it on YouTube. Also, you can check all of our live streams out. If you miss them on Facebook, you can check them out on YouTube. Go check out our new website at thewilsonkingpodcast.com. You can listen to every episode on the website. You can also watch all of our videos on the website. Also, go check out our Buy Me a Coffee, which you can get to through the website, and donate some money if you want to. We're working on figuring out a better way to do the subscription service so we can give you guys extra content instead of just it being the same old shit. But help us keep the show growing. Help us keep putting out content you guys love. And with that being said, everybody have a great rest of your week. Be safe. Be responsible. Peace.
Peace.
I'm standing on